Hello, today we're here talking about our newest old beer, our newest ancient ale, Dogfish Head, which is Birra Etrusca. This was a really fun project that we worked on with our Birra brother brewers, Teo from Balladan and Leo from Birra del Borgo. Their breweries are in Italy. Leo's is kind of near Rome and Teo's is kind of near Turin. And we went over there on a little pilgrimage with our buddy molecular archaeologist Dr. Pat McGovern from the University of Pennsylvania, the world's foremost expert on ancient fermented beverages. We've done a bunch of projects with Dr. Pat ourselves as Dogfish, but this was cool because this is the first ancient ale that we actually collaborated on with some other modern breweries. And we had a lot of fun and tried to get as much of each of our breweries' terroir into the 2,800-year-old terroir we explored for this beer's origins. So basically we did little road trips from Rome into sort of the Tuscan hills, say 2 hours outside of Rome, and got to visit museums, dig sites, and tombs from the Etruscan era. And we learned that the brewers and chefs that were making the beers and fermented beverages in those eras were usually, they were hybrids, mixtures of sort of wines, beers, fruit-based beverages, and honey was often used in these as well. So to be as authentic as possible, we went through and figured out sort of what the biological evidence was for the ingredients used at that time. That's how we arrived at this recipe. It includes an heirloom wheat as a major source of the fermentable sugars, in addition to a base of a two-row barley. It includes these beautiful tree resins, kind of a myrrh tree resin. Pomegranates is relatively forward in this recipe, as is hazelnut powder. So those are the main ingredients in this beer. A sort of neat new component that we added into this to get a real breadth of styles, since Teo's Brewery is going to do a version of this, as is Leo's, is each of us chose a different material that was used in cooking and beer making 2,800 years ago by the Etruscans as a surface to ferment this beer on. So in the case of Dogfish Head, our version is Birra Etrusca bronze. Bronze was a big material used by the Etruscans, and we found pots and pans that we believe held these sort of early beers in their tombs. So during primary fermentation within our stainless steel fermenters, we added big old strips of bronze into the tank as we were adding the beer. The bronze has really dynamic kind of mineral-loving properties and was really friendly to the yeast as well. For Birra del Borgo, Leo's brewery, they built these beautiful giant terracotta fermenters, clay fermenters, to ferment their version of Birra Etrusca. And Teo, who comes from a winemaking family, winemaking region outside of Turin, chose a bunch of Italian oak wine barrels to do primary fermentation in. So seek out all three versions of Birra Etrusca and enjoy them with your friends and loved ones over a dish of pasta. Cheers.